What is up, YouTube adventure family? Today, early today, 5 o'clock a.m. today, we are headed from Vail back to my place in Avon. I stayed at my lady's house last night, and she is going to Denver to get a facial with her friend today, and they are going to enjoy their day, and I'm going to enjoy my day working so I could pay for the meals that we eat when we go out. Saying that, good morning everybody. This is what it's like to ride the juiced RipRacer in total darkness. It's got a great headlight, it's a great bike, and it rides incredibly smooth. We have, get this, I'm doing this review in the dark, so this is crazy. This is the juiced RipRacer official. Get this, let me stop for a second, and I could get you the exact mileage on it. We are looking at, hold on here, good Lord. We're looking at 2,014 miles right now on the juiced RipRacer. That's amazing on any e-bike. Now, there was a lot of question. Let me make sure the camera's on good. There's a lot of questions on the actual motor they were putting in the juiced RipRacer when it first came out. I think a lot of people thought it was a Bethane motor. Maybe it was advertised. Maybe it wasn't even advertised that. But for some reason, a lot of people thought the juiced RipRacer came with a Bethane motor. And it is a, what was one of the persons, he called Juice and they said it was a I don't know, something, anyways, a similar anyway, it don't matter. It was a similar motor to the Bethane, it just wasn't a Bethane. So it was probably just done along the same assembly line as a Bethane motor with maybe a couple different parts, so on and so forth, to keep the price down, etc., keeping the name off of it, whatever. It might be manufactured by Bethane and just doesn't have their name on it. A couple different pieces, keeping it cheaper too. Who knows, man? These Chinese manufacturers, and I've dealt with them a lot. Let's just say I've dealt with Chinese manufacturing for 23 years now. Yeah, 23 years. Being in the music industry, we had a lot of pieces, a lot of machines. Even the jewel cases and the actual discs themselves, we worked with a company called American Disc, and of course a lot of those jewel cases, petroleum based, etc., CDs, those were all manufactured in China, along with a lot of the music players, the CD players that we sold, and any music speaker, microphone. I mean, it goes on and on and on. The list of Chinese manufacturers was huge. But anyways, there's no difference in these e-bikes in a lot of the ways that they're made either. They're mass-produced, and a lot of these e-bike manufacturers just kind of go online and pick the pieces they want to put on their bikes, the colors they want, the graphics they want, fonts, etc. You know, they'll narrow it down to, I want this throttle, I want this hand grip, I want these type of brakes, I want these type of wheels, I want these type of tires, I want this type of controller. I want this type of frame, I want this type of color, I want this type of motor, I want this type of display, I want this type of headlight, tail light. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And all those pieces put together, when you go with more higher quality pieces, the price adds up pretty quickly, and you're really looking at a $3,000 bike at that point. And I mean, you could even go with like some of the Zoos and Super 73s and some of those where they're even pricier. There's just more parts and pieces, to be honest with you. When somebody says a Super 73 is overpriced, it depends on how you look at it. I've ridden one. The brakes, just everything is freaking phenomenal. You know, if you want to get down to performance and speed and stuff like that, they're going to be similar right out of the box as a lot of the other bikes. But the quality is just really incredible. And when you ride a bike like this bike, 2,000 miles in a summer, I don't know, 4 or 5 months probably I did this in. When you ride it that much, it's really important to have the one word I tell everybody when it comes to these things: dependability. 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 There's a lot of manufacturers out there now, and they've been out a while now. I think it's okay to go ahead and say we've got some leading manufacturers that have proven durability in their motors and controllers, their setup and design of their e-bikes. There is a lot that goes into these, and I'm just seeing where a lot of manufacturers are just kind of taking the lead when it comes to dependability. And I'm talking about your mid brands. You know, to me, mid brands are going to be Juiced, Aerial Rider, just companies like that are going to be your mid brand. And then you're going to have your budget brand like your Ingways, your Hey Boy or whatever, Hey Bike. You're going to have a bunch of different levels. Then you're going to have your higher end brands like Super 73 and Zoos. Rave is coming out with some really cool bikes. They've got that GTX that's going to be, you know, comparable with some of those higher end brands, just because they've put great tires on it. I mean, right out of the box, it's got the V Speedsters. I do believe they might have had a couple issues with their original batch of those tires, but they swapped them all out, and everything is awesome again. So as we go around this bike path, this is a scary ass bike path. The reason this bike path is so freaking scary, it's dark, one, obviously, haha, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. 2, there's some animals out here, man. I mean, yeah, there's deer and elk and moose and that shit, but man, there's bear and there's mountain lions out here. Like a lot of mountain lions. Where I'm riding right now, to the right or left of me, I guarantee you, I flat ass out guarantee you, there's a mountain lion watching me and seeing me. I flat ass out guarantee it. Will I see him? No, absolutely not. Which is very disturbing when I go underneath this right here, because I'm like, man, something could just be hanging out here. I do see bear shit often on this bike path. So yeah, I mean, they're out here doing their thing. It's just, I just don't want to be anything's breakfast today. So as we carry on and go on about this Juiced RipRacer, it's been a phenomenal bike. It's been my work bike, my main source of transportation to and fro. I get to go to my girlfriend's house late at night. I get to leave early in the morning. We don't disturb the children's because they got to go to school. So, I mean, it's just a really convenient bike to do all the things that I do. Most importantly, my job, my work. It's just huge for me to use an e-bike because of parking on these construction sites. You know, I'm a handyman, so I do like small jobs. So with the RipRacer has the rally basket. Let's see here. Let's get on the road. I'm gonna get on the main road here. The Juiced RipRacer has the relay basket and the relay rack on it. Actually, I'm going to take you all down the actual bike path just so you can see what it looks like at night. If we run into a bear, you'll be the first to see it. But this bike has been super clutch. It's been super dependable. The only thing I've really had to do to it is change the brake pads about every 300 or 400 miles on the front, about every 600-700 miles on the back. And that's about it on the maintenance. I did bleed the brakes once just to kind of learn how to do it, to be honest with you. There was nothing terribly wrong with them. I think there might have been a slight air bubble when I opened it up one time to look at it, and it got trapped in there. My fault. And then I just went ahead and just did the whole brake bleed. Just kind of watched a video on YouTube, did the whole thing. I also have done it on my motorcycles too. So it was very similar, a little bit different, but very similar, just a lot smaller. But anyways, as we cruise through here, this is a great bike path. I love this bike path. as we cruise through here on this fabulous bike that we've put over 2,000 miles on this summer, on a scale of 1 to 10, and I am hardcore. I mean, let's just go ahead and say it, I'm a bit of a hardcore ass on this stuff. On a scale of 9 to 10, 8.5 on the Juiced RipRacer, and that's high, guys. That's high. It would be 10 on some people's scale. I don't have a lot of complaints. The only things I'm going to really say that I had to do, I replaced. Obviously I replaced the handlebars, the hand grips, the foot pegs, the seat. The front brakes were a little bit of an issue at first. They were just super squeaky, had some, I don't know if they were contaminated or just weak brake pads or whatever, but we changed all that out as a little bit of a thing. It doesn't throttle past 20 unless you have the off-road controller like I have in this baby now, or I could legitimately just throttle up to 29, 30 miles an hour on a full, like on a full charge. Now, on a full charge, also realize I've had this bike with the off-road controller well over 30 miles an hour. I'm not going to go into detail how much over 30 miles an hour, but over 30 miles an hour, which is really cool. So is the throttle off-road controller worth it on the Juiced RipRacer after 2,000 miles? Yes. To me it is, just because the situations of being able to just give it that gas and not have to pedal. When you're going uphill, it's really hard to pedal sometimes when you're going uphill and you just need that little extra oomph. It gives you that little extra oomph. I almost think that controller is giving me a little bit of extra torque as well as top speed, going well past the 20-mile-hour mark that you normally have. Like right here, I'm just cruising right now, and you do have to keep it in race mode for the off-road controller. Right now, I'm just cruising at 25 miles an hour, and it's super cool and smooth, and I don't have to pedal, which is great because I'm old, and I don't always like to pedal. I do like to pedal, but I got an e-bike. I didn't get a road bike. I got an e-bike. So I don't like to pedal a whole bunch. But what a bike. Like I said, 8.5 out of 10. Absolutely incredible. It's the best e-bike I've ever owned thus far. And that's not saying a lot because I've only owned 3. But I've ridden a lot. And I still like this one better than a lot of the ones I've ridden. So, just saying that. And I am getting a new one, so I'll know what to compare it to there as well. But that's another story for another day. Today is the Juiced RipRacer. What a bike. I'm super stoked. I'm super excited about doing this review because I think I am, for a fact, 100% the first person to ever do a 2,000-mile review on the Juiced RipRacer, which has become a super popular bike. I've sold a ton of these bikes. I field and answer a lot of these questions. No, I'm not sponsored by Juiced. No, I do not have any kind of contract whatsoever with Juiced. Tora, the owner, has reached out to me here recently. We'll see where that kind of goes. Right now, I think I'm probably going to go on board with another company in the near future because they have shown a lot of interest in me after I showed a little bit of interest in them for the YouTube channel, the Colorado Adventure channel. So we're going to turn around here and we're going to finish up this review on the Juiced RipRacer in the car wash bay because it looks like there's enough light for us to do it because it is dark as hell out and it's also cold as hell out. We're, just so you know, we're like in the high 30s right now. So, and I'm riding the e-bike. So if that tells you any kind of dedication, then there it is. So let's get off the Juiced RipRacer and let's talk about this fabulous freaking e-bike. All right, as you can see, the Juiced RipRacer has been an incredible bike. Now, as you know, I live in Colorado, and it is cold out right now. It's like 38 degrees right now. With the wind chill driving the bike, it's super cold. It is super awesome, though. It has been super dependable, super reliable. You can see I've got some attachments. I got, the relay rack. I got my fishing pole holder. The new pedals. I got a speaker. New handlebars, handle grips. Got my phone mount, my DJI action mount, as you can see there. This basket right here is super clutch, by the way. I did have to do some adjustments. These cords are a little weird on the original handlebars. These handlebars are lower, so it gives a little bit of slack in the brake line. It makes it a lot easier to use. But as we wrap up this review of the Juice RipRacer 2,000 miles, super happy. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't imagine being happier. I knew exactly what I was getting. I was getting a small bike, no suspension, 52 volt, big battery. I knew what I was getting. You know, I knew I was going to replace the seat. I knew I was going to replace the foot pegs, the handlebars, the grips. I knew that before I even bought the damn thing. But saying that, an 8.5 out of 10 in that is huge. That's huge. There's bikes that had full suspension I haven't even given an 8 to. So, saying that, we're wrapping up the review. It's been great. The Juice RipRacer has been an amazing e-bike for us at the Colorado Adventure channel. It is incredible. Hopefully, I do look forward to working with Juice in the future. But for now, we're going to go on another adventure with another company called Rave. So stay tuned for all those videos. But the Juice RipRacer 2,000 mile review is complete. And we're going to retire this bike and use it for pleasure runs going forward. I'm keeping it. Not selling this one. Nope. Keeping this one. Have a good day, everybody. Until the next adventure, I'll see you then.